Hope you are well. Finance Friday. It's 2 weeks since we've done the last one. It's gone quick, but we are here now and ready to get going. So we'll just wait. I can see a few of you coming in now. Good afternoon. How are we doing? Just give us a yes, give us a hi in the chat box so I can see you. How are we all doing? I'm just saying, it seemed only yesterday we were doing the interview with Kerry. Narain, good to see you. Hi, John. Give us a like, give us a thumbs up, and we'll get started in a second. I can see them all coming in now. Anthony, Ro, good to see you guys. Alex, yo, good to see you, mate. How are you? Are you good? Hello there. I don't know who you are, Facebook user, but it's good to see you anyway. All right, so we're going to do a little bit like, not last time with Kerry, but a little bit like the previous time. So we're going to do Q&A. So if you guys have got any questions that you want to ask, we will hit that part of the session later on. But what I'm also had is I've had a load of questions come in from people, which is great. So I've got about 7 or 8 questions that I want to go through, which is good. So, David, good afternoon. Good to see you. So yeah, so we'll cover those and cover the questions, but I wanted to spend a little bit of time on the 20K week. Now, let's get straight into this. I think it's a really important subject. So did any of you see the title and think, oh, I want to find out about that? So did anyone think 20K in a week? I want to find out what he did. So be honest with me. Did anybody here think, 20K, I want to know what he did? How did that happen? Yeah, but this is the important lesson for this. So really, me writing the 20K in the post and on the email was more about getting you guys to turn up, because when money's talked about, what tends to happen, which emotion starts to get going? Sparks people's interest. What emotion stimulates that? Or what feeling stimulates that? It's greed, isn't it? You got it. There's nothing wrong with greed. Having some greed in trading is important. Being a little bit greedy, wanting to make money, wanting to get a return, taking a risk to get a return is good. However, you've got to make sure that it's balanced. But the most important lesson I think that you can take away from today is it's not about the 20K. It's not about the 320% on the crypto trade. And it's not about the 12% that month on my oil trade. It's more about the percentages than it is about anything else. Does that make sense? So it's more about the percentages than the money, but it's actually, the lesson isn't even about the percentages, because could anyone go along and risk 50% of their account to make, well, you can't risk 50% on a CFD or a spread bank account, but could people come along and risk, say, 30% of their account to make 12% and then brag about making 12%? Could somebody risk 50K to make 20K and brag about making 20K? Of course they could. So seeing the words my 20K week doesn't actually mean a lot. What's actually important in this situation is, how did you make it? Give me a yes or a thumbs up, guys, if that's making sense. So it's not the 50K. It's not the 12%. It's what did you risk to make it? So that's the first thing to take away from this. That's the key thing to take away in terms of the lesson, is that very simply, all I was doing was risking the same amount that I would risk on my normal trade. Good. So Lee likes that. Good. So think about it like this. If I risk 2% and I make 12%, have I got a good return on my money? Absolutely. It's a great return, isn't it? So if I risk 2% to make 12%. So that's all that happened. So the key thing to understand is that if you know the strategy and you stick to the plan on that strategy, that same 12% is available to you. And that's the key thing to remember is this. The same 12% is available to you, me, Lorraine, Raul, Lee, Philip, you guys. It's all available to you if you know the right strategy and you stick to the rules. Will I always make 12% on that particular trade every single month? No, I won't. It won't always do that. Will some months, hopefully, it make more than that? Yes. So the important thing to understand and the important takeaway from this is that it's more about percentages than money. And then secondly, it's about the strategy that you trade and what did you risk to make that. And then thirdly, if we go and have a little look at oil, it's about the process that you went through. So this particular strategy is something that in the trading room, we have been optimizing for the last couple of years. So it's our monthly beat the bank strategy that a lot of people within the TSC community trade. But within our trading room, we've also been optimizing the strategy. So if I just pull up the oil chart here and I'll just make sure you can see it. Just give me a yes, you can see me and my screen. There we go. So you can see oil's been in a lovely uptrend pretty much for the last couple of months. So you can see had a lovely uptrend. You can see there, prices come up, been up, series of higher highs, higher lows. So we've been fortunate enough for that particular market to be an uptrend. Now, our Feb strategy triggered along, and as you can see, had a big move up, big move up. Now, previously, this is important, previously, until we optimized the strategy, you would be getting out at the equivalent of what is known as a 2-to-1, which is where you get out essentially once you've doubled your initial stake. Initial stake being 2%, so you would get out of your trade when the trade did a 2-to-1 and you were in 4% profit. So the difference here is, can everybody see? Just give me a yes in the box if you can see that the market after the 2% area, which was essentially about there, 2-to-1 there, 3, the market continued up, continued up, continued up. Now, just because the market continues up, we didn't decide, and this is important, we didn't decide, it's going up. I know what we'll do this month. We'll just hang on. Because this is something I see a lot of traders do. Is they're in a trade, they had a predetermined target, and then they think, the market's going up. Well, of course it's going up at the time you get out. Or if it's a short trade, of course it's going down at the time you get out. That's happening. But what we don't do is go, I reckon it's going to go higher. So we just hold on to it. And this is something, again, this is